Hello, Steve White, Steve White 39. Well, it's the day after, and I'm kind of mourning James Bond. And it's funny because I spent the day mostly watching reviews of the film, and saw everyone else is in the same sad state. They're all hating on the film, or mourning James Bond, or just numb about the idea of this character that we've all grown up with, that we've all loved, being killed for no reason other than because people hated him. They hated what he was, what he represented, and sadly, the idea of this masculine fantasy of this suave debonair super spy agent, who always saves the world and kills the villain and gets the girl. That's been taken because apparently we're not allowed to have that anymore, and it's just really sad. Now I've heard that there is a thing at the end of the film which says James Bond will return. I'm pretty sure they tacked that on, knowing what the backlash was going to be. Someone in the studio said we have to give them some hope, because people are going to be hating on this. They obviously couldn't change anything, but they thought they'd do the best damage control they could by suggesting that it's not actually the end, but it is. I mean, they may have had plans to make films with Lashana Lynch or a female Bond or something, but point is, James Bond, Ian Fleming's James Bond, is never coming back. He is dead. And we've lost something as culturally, pop culture. It does matter. I know people don't have any real respect for it, but it does matter. These modern myths, as certain people refer to them as, are important, and they were a rite of passage for fathers to show their sons and to share that fantasy from generation to generation. The film's around for 60 years. Generations of men have loved this character and fantasized about being James Bond. Like I said, I saw it. The first Bond film I saw was because Madonna was, doing the soundtrack for Don't Have a Day. I saw Casino Royale, even though I didn't like the look of Daniel Craig, and the blonde Bond and all that. I went because my straight friend wanted to see it because he loved the Bond films because, he's James Bond. And I found it really telling to see, I was looking at the royal premiere and the Queen didn't go. So not even the Queen wanted to see this. And why? Because she's the Queen. She was protected. They didn't want her to see a film where her favourite superhero, James Bond, dies. That was her favourite film series, apparently. She went to, a lot of the premieres, and I think she met all the Bonds. And she even did this little skit for the Olympics, if you all remember, where she parachuted in to the Olympic ceremony with James Bond, and she did a scene with Daniel Craig. Obviously, she didn't do the jump, but that's how much she loved Bond, that she was willing to do that. I know she only filmed a small part of it, and the rest was other actors and that. But she didn't go, and I'm glad she didn't, because I remember sitting at home today just listening to all these people mourning and being angry, and I just remember thinking, oh my God, what about the Queen? What if she saw that and she didn't know he was going to die? She's just lost her husband, and she's going to see, going for this escapism, and she's probably the first Bond film she's seen without her husband, because I'm sure he went to all of them because he was a fan too, I imagine. And he dies. I thought, oh, that's going to trigger her. That's so horrible. I hope someone warned her. And I'm like, I guess someone did, because she didn't go to the premiere, and I'm really glad. And the annoying thing is people are trying to act like she did. There was an interview that Daniel Craig did with Andy Cohen on Sirius FM a few days ago, and he asked him about the Olympic ceremony and all that, and what the Queen was like, and he said, oh, she was great. She basically said I was the Bond who didn't smile. That's how she knew me. And they tried to make it sound like she said that in response to seeing No Time to Die in some puff pieces I saw, and I'm like, she didn't see that. They're actually using that and using it out of line. He was talking about when he met her to do that. So it's really low that they're actually trying to cover up the fact that the Queen didn't see it. And whether she was told he dies at the end and she didn't want to see it, or they just told her, you shouldn't see it, madam, it's not appropriate. Because I'm just glad, because I just remember thinking of her, and I know, why am I thinking of the Queen in the middle of the day and worrying about her, her well-being? But I just remember seeing a film where a mother died of cancer during a film. I didn't know it was going to happen. I had no idea, and it was a couple of months after my mum died, and it was really upsetting. And if I'd known, I would not have seen the film. so I wish someone had told me. I always thought trigger warnings were a bit of a joke, but sometimes, they would help. So I just felt really bad for her because I thought it's a favourite hero. She's going for escapism. She probably wants to get away from things like missing her husband, and then her favourite spy, her superhero spy, gets killed. I mean, who wants that? Who wants to watch your heroes die and your myths and legends and icons and fantasies die and be taken away from you? No one. It's just petty and just ugly and sad. And I just had to comment on the Queen not going to the premiere, and I'm glad she didn't. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think. God save the Queen.